Okay, this video is for the paperwork that goes along with the baseline assessment I did with Josie yesterday. You're going to get the date and the task, what it was, 205, which was this. Okay, the number of units was 50. The number of errors was 23. Okay, so to figure out her accuracy, we take how many she got correct, which is 27, divide it by the total, and we get 54%. Okay, it's a baseline performance, so we check mark it because we're baselining her. Now over here in the comments observation section, did you intervene? And as you saw yesterday, I did intervene inadvertently because I was talking on the video and the mistakes she made, and of course she self-corrected. Normally when you're doing this, you want to not intervene if you can help it. If the student is low functioning or not getting it, you may want to go back and retrain. But if it gets to the point where the student's just going to make mistakes, you can correct some during this observation. Although you're trying to establish a baseline so that we can show improvement. Okay, one thing I did miss yesterday is not only what you saw was her assembling them, she also had to disassemble them. On this particular one, you see assembly on one side and disassembly on the other. Now each individual one can be different, so you have to look and see how it goes. Okay, for disassembly, it took her 18 minutes. It was 50 units. She made 2 errors. So on the bottom, or so here, she got 48 correct out of 50, which is 96% accuracy. And of course, a check line because we're baselining her as well. Okay, we're going to talk about setting up a goal. Okay, if you look on these, it has some norms here. Okay, the norm would be 4 minutes and 50 seconds. Okay, so if we come over here and we take a look again at her, where she is. Okay, she's at 19 minutes. She had 50 and her number of errors was 23, so her accuracy was 54%. Okay, so we could write a goal on one of two things, or we probably should write a goal on both things. One would be speed and the other would be accuracy. Okay, so for this particular one, we're going to write, this goal is about accuracy. So the goal statement is complete task 205, coupling assembly, with 5 errors or less on 3 different occasions by 10/23. Now I went 4 weeks ahead because I think these kits are going to be swapped out every month. So how much progress can they make in a month? And that's what you're going to try to guess. You're going to try to make your goal reasonable. You can set the bar higher because you're actually going to see, you'll be able to show that the student made progress, or at least hopefully you'll be able to show that the student made progress. So whether they do make the goal or not, it's not the important thing, it's the fact that they did make progress. The materials, 50 bases and 100 nuts. Okay, the baseline was taken on 9/23, we had 23 errors. Okay, so the assessment, the comments, you're going to assess bi-weekly, have a student practice daily. Sub-goals are kind of just like objectives really, smaller objectives. 3 errors or less on 25 item assembly. All nuts tightened securely on 25 item assembly. Okay, and the second goal that could be based upon this information that we found on the top is speed. Okay, so complete task 205, coupling assembly in 10 minutes or less by 10/23. Okay, so that is speed. Now remember, the accuracy is the one that's more important. We also can monitor speed, but accuracy has got to be number one, because if they're on a work site and they're produced, it doesn't matter how fast you're going if you're not doing it correctly. It doesn't matter, it won't count. Okay, so again, our materials, 50 bases, 100 nuts. The baseline was taken on 9/23, was 19 minutes. Okay, so we're going to assess bi-weekly and have the student practice daily. Okay, and the sub-goals I have, and these can be hard to write sometimes, I have 1 minute improvement for every assessment, and the accuracy also improves with every assessment. Okay, so you would write a goal for each one of these things, depending on how many boxes you have, depending on the student, how many boxes you want to do. If the student's really high functioning, you might want to do 3 boxes. If the student isn't, you might want to just concentrate on 1. So the main thing is that we're going to show improvement. All right, please note the instructions are found on our webpage, so you can go through so you can read all this stuff. I'm just giving you like a basic overview, but it's all here. There's also some examples that are included. A lot of times they're included with the box on what your performance data sheet would look like. Take notice that these are all baseline performances, that's why they're all checked. We'll get to that in a second.